Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. Today was quite a significant day for FCT Minister Confront Wike, as he was invited to OAU University OAU for the School 2025 Distinguished Personality Lecture. And interestingly, something happened at the start of his, talking. You'll get to see exactly as two students decide to go after the FCT minister, and you're going to see the video in a jiffy. But first of all, let me give you a brief about what actually happened. Now, according to the news, two students protested against the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Confront Wike, during his visit to OAU University OAU on Thursday for the School 2025 Distinguished Personality Lecture. The student, Oladepo Joshua and Ejike Kelechi, held placards criticizing Wike's alleged failure to compensate individuals whose houses were demolished in the FCT. The students were seen in video obtained on Thursday raising placards and chanting, "Minister Wike, we demand you compensate the people whose houses you demolish." According to reports, security officials escorted the student out of the hall while Wike was speaking. However, the university public relations officer, Biodun Olarewaju, clarified that the students were not arrested but were escorted out for their safety. Olarewaju noted that while everyone had the right to protest, the minority should not disrupt what the majority was enjoying. According to him, he says, everybody has the right to protest, and the minority, microscopic minorities, should not disrupt what the overwhelming majority allowed. So they were not arrested, they were only escorted out of the Oduduwa Hall. We didn't want the situation to escalate because some of their colleagues were the ones who accosted them. When about 20 students descended on two students, something could happen. So the security operative there just apprehended the two students, took them out of the hall. He further added, he said, how can you just only two students decide to disrupt what other students said they like? So that their colleague will not beat them or injure them or do anything untoward. That was why our security personnel just took them out of the hall. That was the situation. Let me allow you watch a few minutes of what actually transpired.
Territory. It demands honesty,
that the demolition house,
fairness, and justice.
Minister Wike,
only God can reach as our capacity to fully realize and transform into a force for annual unity and progress.
All right, welcome back. There's still a lot of things that took place today as Wike addressed the people and all of that. But interestingly, it was a concern, I must say, and I don't think that it's ideal for it to be trivialized. What's your position on those children reacting? Do you think that it was worth it? Because unfortunately, even the public relations officer in the university says that it was wrong for them to disrupt what other people were enjoying.
Well, the truth is, these people they are calling children are young adults,
Of course.
university undergraduates, and they are saying things. Some of these people or some of these persons, yes, so we can have destroyed or demolished their properties, are human beings. They got children, they got parents, and they are watching. They do start seeing yes, so Wike is untouchable, invincible, and if this is the slightest opportunity they have in addressing their grievances, so be it. Don't forget that these guys are trained to be a Luther Continua Victoria Sata. They have been trained to understand what injustice to one means and injustice to all means. And if their parents are scared, they are youthful, they understand that the strength of the youth is their glory. And if they've been giving him praise singing, if they've been praise singing Nyesom Wike that is the best thing that's ever happened to Nigerian politics, the youth have a way of telling them you may be the best in their politics, but when it has to do with our lives, when it has to do with our property and the peace, the sweat, the struggles of our parents, then you've not done well. We are not stopping you from being Mr. Infrastructure. We're also not stopping you from doing the right thing and making Abuja beautiful. But we are saying any other person who one way or the other you've affected them negatively, any other person who at some point or the other you have demolished the house, you got to pay them their compensation. In as much as they built those land, there were land approvals and all that, and you feel that okay, they were not done properly done. In as much as they have approval from that same FCTA, but whatever policies that change and now makes it look as if they are now on the roads or on constructed, then it's not their fault. It is the miscalculation and interpretation of the policies of the day of the government that have changed policies. But I could still also remember Nyesom Wike also talking about on the spot the court director of lands and insisted that all those people whose lands were demolished or claimed along a particular, I think a Guarapa area, that they should be compensated double. So what we don't know, I guess these guys, having seen that as well, decided to look into their own parents as well. I think Nyesom Wike, at this rate, he can't please all. If he wants to compensate, he will have to compensate all lands. But I believe that there are processes, just like the FCT senator, the senator that's Ireti Kingibe said, there are processes to be done. There are processes that ought to have been followed. And I think Nyesom Wike didn't follow those processes. He just, crashed land, it crashed and, wanted something done and done well. But I believe at some point, if some of these things are not properly addressed, and especially now that he is on board, there will be a lot of issues after this Bola Ahmed Tinubu's tenure or Nyesom Wike's tenure as the FCT Minister, because there will be a lot of litigations, a lot of claims and counterclaims, and I believe Nyesom Wike, is in the best position to address it now, address all of them now, so that there will not be a backlog of issues to be dealt with by the next FCTA or FCT minister, as the case may be.
Now, the owner of the Ife made some statement which most Nigerians are wondering what it actually means. He says that how Wike made the cabinet of Tinubu invincible, that it's something worth studying in the university. But then a lot of people are like, what is this all about? What's your position on that?
What he's literally saying is that, Nyesom Wike seems to be everywhere. Nyesom Wike here, Nyesom Wike there, Nyesom Wike in the air, Nyesom Wike in the water, Nyesom Wike seem to be everywhere, almost playing God, and almost most Nigerians have forgotten other ministers. Just like other ministers that are quietly working, if they are working, is the fact that Nyesom Wike knows how to blow his trumpet. If you put 2 bags of cement on the floor, he will tell you, come and see, I put 2 bags, he celebrates his wins. Others don't. You see him several times, he will call out for press chat, press parley. How many times have you seen the likes of Umahi do such press, whatever? In fact, apart from Nyesom Wike, I think Umahi is the next person that, is a bit more popular. The rest are just there, just there, doing their thing very quietly. And give it to Nyesom Wike, whatever you may call him, at least you still see tangible things that Nyesom Wike is doing. The rest, we are yet to hear anything. They're not saying anything, and we're also not feeling them in so many things. So, yes, he understands the politics that, dragging is allowed in politics, but just make sure that you are doing something that warrants the dragging. And whether we like it or not, in Nigerian politics, Nyesom Wike is a name that even youngsters cannot forget in a hurry.
It's true. And based on what we have seen thus far, I think that Nigerians should, we should be able to tell the truth to leadership. And I think that's exactly what those young dudes were trying to do. Because no matter how perfect or how performing a minister is, if you cross the boundaries of the Constitution, it's outrightly out of place. Let's meet in our conversation and talk more on this. What's your standpoint on what...